it hits the button down, but it doesn't actually do it. But now it says, I am live. What do you think?
It's
Good to
true.
go?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
It's not lying.
What an exciting intro. This is the bestest intro ever. Yay. And then it just flashes back.
Excellent. And we have
Good.
sound.
And we have sound. Good
Verified.
morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Wednesday. Wednesday. And then somebody
Yeah.
watches it on Friday and they're like, it's Friday. We
Yep.
have an exciting show. Actually, it's not, I don't know. I was picking out the tabs. There's not much going on in the news. It's kind of dead in the way of.
Clearly, look at that.
Yeah. Well, it was a stretch because I was clearing out our inbox for the most recent stuff I put in there. And then I went and looked at general news and pulled out some things. But the topics themselves are interesting, but not. It's kind of like one of those where it's just kind of a slower news cycle. You don't have anybody doing it. I think everybody's working hard on all their projects, and there isn't much to say. And and if you're on the investing side, the economy is just kind of doing whatever. It's a little bit better, but it's not in some ways, right? Gas prices have come down, which is one thing everybody's pointing out, but it could be related to the upcoming election, or maybe they just were high and now it's the general trend of coming back down, or some of the things put in place helped make them drop, right? And then that would eventually, hopefully, help some of the inflation. Then with people not spending money, then that means they're not investing in new projects, right?
Yep.
And you would be working on your current ones or skilling up, leveling up the skills. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Yep. Every day.
Every day, level up.
Yep.
Let's see what we got going on. We have 1.14
I do have a
trillion
funny
dollars.
leveling up story. I'll tell it after.
Oh, good. We haven't even done anything yet. What you
it,
leveling up?
um, it was the opposite. It was like a old timey issue. But I was updating a report yesterday or the day before yesterday and it kept not working and I was like doing all this stuff. Finally I remembered that the Business Central reports you can export them in Excel so you could see the flat data. And then I remembered there was a header field with the same value and I was just using the wrong one. So I'm like, "Oh, no wonder it wasn't working." That was it was like the opposite of leveling up. It was I only worked on it for like 3 hours. I'm like, "Why isn't this working?" It was really stupid.
I
So,
can
every
relate.
day I level up.
Every day you level up.
Or I just spend way too much time realize that I've just been using the wrong field.
The wrong
Sorry.
field, the same name field in a different
Yep.
place.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess makes sense that this one says line since it's on the line."
I had a
But,
very
yeah.
similar one also last week. Um, they recaptioned the field.
Oh.
And then they were like, hey, add this field to some other something or other, right? And I go in, and the other field actually, you go to search for the field, and it's not called that because when you look for it in a record, it's the actual name. And then I went ahead and added the field to everywhere. And they were like, hey, this isn't working. It doesn't have our data in it. And then, of course, then there's two sets of data now.
That's awesome. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
not, but that's hilarious.
And the only way, oh, and it was recaptioned on the page and not the table. So you would never have found it unless you were looking at a very specific page, which was a different page than the one I was having to
Why?
update.
Yeah. Wow.
we decided
That's
we decided to use the original field.
yeah. Well, the one that had all the data.
Yeah, the one that had the real data, and just do whatever with the. I don't think it made it into production.
That's
But
funny.
it's yeah.
That's
So mine wasn't
yeah.
really a de-leveling; it was a misinformation campaign.
Yeah.
Daddy
That
Longlegs
whoopsie
was
doodle.
behind the misinformation again.
Yep. Sure was.
And if you don't get our inside joke, watch all our episodes, and you will.
Yeah. It's an early one.
Yeah, it was. It was. But you'll just watch them all.
Just watch them all. Just do it. It'll be okay.
All right. We have Bitcoin had a problem. Everything had a problem.
Yeah.
XRP is always kind of hanging in there. Oh, Doge was looking. Oh, they lost some of their luster. They were gaining. See, yeah, they gained a little bit in the last 7 days. But yesterday looks like it was a bad day for everybody.
Yep. Sure does.
But that's only yesterday. It's 24 hours. So let's look one day out, and we have pretty much green and some big gains here and there. Shiba. Uh, that's so funny. Oh, it looks like it's the meme coin battle.
Uh-oh.
That's what's going on. If you look at everybody else, 10% is the max. And then we have a 23 and a 31. Looks like Shiba's winning by far. And why is that? Because they quickly transitioned their coin into something useful. And it can be used for transactions.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, that's how they did their little meme thing, and then quickly their developers made sure it was a useful coin somewhere. I don't know what it's used for. I still think it's just something I wouldn't get, but I'm not saying it won't be in the future. It's just not one I even pay attention to. It just doesn't exist, and I don't. I do have this because this was my original, but I don't pay attention to either of those projects. I could care less. It's kind of like my Tiger King coins, whatever. That would they were well, Tiger King was just fun, but the
It's
Doge,
just fun.
yeah, it was kind of well because I was hoping that it was like a lottery ticket because I was hoping that their little comeback show would do it, but unfortunately the market crashed right before the show launched and just messed it all up.
Yeah. Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
No, no. But the other one did, which was the Carol Baskin cat coin. I hedged my bets, so I got both, and then one took off, but they both took off, and then the cat coins did a little better. So it's just interesting. It's an interesting game on those stupid non-existent projects. This one might be, but and this one may be eventually just because of how much money's invested in it. You'd really, I mean, if you're serious about it, Ethereum, Bitcoin, any of the top handful, and that's what messes people up because these are top coins. And when I say mess people up, gives them a false confidence maybe. But all these are kind of you gotta believe. You gotta believe in the projects. Hey, look at our little buddy Chainlink.
Oh yeah, way down there. I
All
made the
right.
mistake and I brought both of the dogs in to my office this morning. Sorry. If you can hear them.
Well, Google's also a believer,
Aw,
and so is BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Samsung, Goldman Sachs.
nice.
Google
We know some of
invested,
those names.
yeah, Google invested 1.5 billion in the last year. What are they
Wow.
liking? They like digital asset custody platform Fireblocks, a gaming company, Dapper Labs, Bitcoin infrastructure tool Voltage, and a venture capital company, Digital Currency Group. Ooh, most active investors in blockchain companies. FTX, Circle. Let's see if there's anybody that overlaps. Do we see any? Oh, here we go. PayPal and BNY Mellon. Both like this Talos. So does Citibank. Wow.
It must
Talos
be
is
some sort of a
Wells Fargo.
finance. I'll
Mm-hmm.
look it up.
Yeah, Talos is definitely super popular. These are the patterns that I would say I find interesting, where you look at, here's Anchor Digital and two. That's another finance-y looking one.
Yeah, this is just when I googled it, it says Talos delivers infrastructure for institutional asset trading to the most sophisticated investors, primes, exchanges, and custodians. Sounds fancy.
Mm-hmm. That's super interesting. Yeah. All the different, there's a lot of overlaps. Let's just start Block Damon. Hmm. Cool TRM. A few spots. Alphabet, though, doesn't care about any of that.
They're like, we do what we want.
Mm-hmm. I like looking at these types of charts to see where people are putting their money. So this is where people are putting their money. And then you look what Talos, what blockchains they're reading. And then those blockchains are probably more sophisticated, um, more reliable than others. Not trying to disparage new blockchains, but
I think you
that
are.
that helps you. Well, it helps you sort out the poo coins, as people like to say. What do we got next? We have Tornado
Poo
Cash.
coins.
Ooh, this is interesting. Tornado Cash. Do you know what it is?
Nope, no idea.
Do you think a project that would allow how does blockchain work with in regards to wallets? Do you want to give any opinion on that?
Nope.
Okay. Well, your wallet ID is what is used in the transaction, right?
Yes.
And any public blockchain, you can use a blockchain analyzer for that blockchain. Etherscan, for instance, looks at the Ethereum network, and you can see a listing of all the transactions, right? And where the transactions, in their case, the cryptocurrencies traded from what wallet to what wallet. Make sense?
Yes.
And but the wallets don't have any names on them, so that gives the privacy side of it.
Yep.
You can oftentimes, of the top big wallets, derive who owns them, and you can, with any wallet, trace every place the cryptocurrency went. And that's what makes it really hard for hackers and thieves to get away with the money, right? Because
Yes.
you can see everywhere it goes, and then it has to leave somewhere. So any exchange that wants to be a legitimate exchange is going to stop that money from leaving. Once the wallets get flagged, they basically just trace them until the end of time. And the moment that stuff moves in and out of them, there's alerts and all that. Well, this is where Tornado Cash comes in. Tornado Cash project is one where you can send in your Ethereum and it moves it in and out of hundreds or thousands of different wallets and divides it up and makes it small, and then gives you like a random wallet at the very end or something to that effect, like a totally different one. We'll read about it here in a minute, but the general basis is you send in your money and they take a fee and you get clean money. So it's a laundering place, we'll call it. or in their case, a privacy protocol.
Right. I was just gonna ask. So, I mean, clear, and my assumption is that there isn't any laws against this yet. So,
Oh, we're gonna get into it. Yes, there is. There must be.
oh, there
Somebody
is.
got arrested. Yeah. So
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I mean, are they just trying to do this because it's not, the laws haven't kept up enough to make it illegal, or is it because they're saying that it's for something else and we
I
just,
think it's because they're saying
some
it's.
people get lucky.
I do believe there are laws that cover if you create something and it's used primarily for illegal stuff.
For evil,
For evil. Yes, for evil. No, this one's interesting. This is a gray. This is gray to me because
or
privacy, the privacy
bad.
side. Gray for bad. But yeah, if you use your tools for bad, and or if you've created them and they're primarily used for bad, and you knowingly facilitate that, that's where it gets. What it knowingly facilitate is, for instance, Facebook and Twitter, they have a legal obligation to clean some of their stuff. Like they can't put certain things out there. As much as people would want certain things out there, they just can't. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Um, they're like child porn, for instance. That's a very easy one. They can't show that, or they're held liable.
yeah,
Um,
thankfully.
yeah, thankfully, if as long as they're operating in the United States, right? Because it depends where your servers are at. Servers could be overseas, and then, but most of the data centers for U.S. companies are in the United States, I believe. I don't know how that works exactly, but I know of large data centers in different areas. We deal a lot with
Mhm.
Microsoft, and I mean, obviously they have them all over the world, but a lot of the U.S. companies that use like Microsoft Dynamics Business Central um, operate inside of the U.S. ones because of whatever. So Tornado Cash. There are mounting concerns that recent United States government sanctions, of course, the government's going to come in
Yep.
against Tornado Cash, will be a slippery slope for Web3 privacy that could eventually make the entire space meaningless. No, okay. There is an angle of privacy, right? But there is also the side of facilitating in our current world easier transactions, right?
I don't. Can you repeat the question?
Their Tornado Cash becomes a slippery slope for Web3 privacy that could eventually make decentralization meaningless, right?
Oh, yep,
That's what they're saying. They're
yep.
saying it'll
I
make
see. Yeah,
blockchain, because you lose privacy, blockchain becomes meaningless. That
yep.
is, to me, a misunderstanding of what it really is. Maybe what it started out to be was a little more private, but when you can trace everything, that's not very private. There's not a name on the wallet, but the government's going to start putting people's names on wallets. It's just going to happen
Yeah.
in some way.
Well,
You're going to have to
yeah,
disclose that,
they're
like,
going to. I
yeah,
mean, you have to
yeah,
so that you can
and
pay your taxes.
exactly. Anybody that thinks you can get away with things for a little while, but no,
Right.
if there's money being
It's not gonna be the
lost,
Wild West for much longer,
uh-huh.
folks.
And the IRS, just like with the new bill that the president signed, they're gonna hire, I think, 80. They expanded their budget by a lot, the IRS's budget, and they're gonna hire a bunch of IRS agents. They'll probably have trouble finding them, just like everybody else. But I think that's also a conspiracy. But
You think people are gonna start getting phone calls that the police are on the way if they don't hurry up and pay their IRS? I'm just kidding. Remember
no, no,
those
yeah, yeah,
scam calls?
yep, yep, yep. No, the IRS doesn't even operate that way. They just send you
No.
letters, and then the letters just
Yeah.
get more mean. That's it.
Yep, and then they take you to court.
Yeah.
They won't arrest you. They're like, what are we gonna do with you in jail? Then we'll have to
Yep.
spend taxpayer money to get the money that you owe us." They're like, we'll take you to court and take everything.
But if you operate Tornado Cash, there is a chance they will come and get you.
Yeah.
And here is earlier this month, the U.S. Treasury Department effectively
Oh.
barred U.S. residents from using the protocol and placed 44 Ether and addresses associated with it on the list of specifically designated nationals on August 5th. Oh, yeah, there was another angle on this. I forgot about this. Um, the ban was done in the interest of national security, as the North Korean hacker group Lazarus has been known to use Tornado to launder the funds it steals. And then Dutch police arrested a Tornado Cash developer they suspect was involved in money laundering. This is where it gets so bad. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what happens. And blah, 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 but banning a protocol is a new paradigm, signaling the government attempting to put a rein on code and mathematics itself. Ultimately, the privacy protocol developers ultimately have the upper hand. He said since privacy developers are distributed around many jurisdictions outside of the government's reach. Yeah, but that doesn't affect the people that are trying to use whatever product inside the US.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You get caught as a US citizen using the stuff, your funds will be frozen, you may get in legal trouble, but very quickly they just freeze your funds. That's it. You lose all your money. In when I say your funds, the ones that you're not doing correctly. I don't think they go into the regular bank accounts and take it, but they will because they'll fine you. So same thing.
They'll be like, you owe more.
And this is where Kevin O'Leary says sacrificing Tornado Cash is worth it for institutional adoption. And that's what I agree with. Um, Unfortunately, any of the privacy side is not going to exist unless you try to dance that line, right? We can't use Binance. Watch this. Binance.com. Oh, did it already? Nope, it did. Look, can't use it. Not allowed to. This one has a bazillion more coins than the one we're allowed to use. Because the government and Binance is playing together in a good way, trying to protect you. In this case, I do wish you could do some of the other coins and make some things easier. But until they're approved, and I don't know what approval process they go through. You know, I'm not able to speak to that, but they are not allowed to be listed in the U.S. one. And if you're inside the United States, you can only use the U.S. one. And then if you're in New York, for instance, there's even less coins you're allowed to buy because they've implemented their own rules. And it'll pull up your IP address and see that you're within New York, and it'll automatically eliminate all these coins. Like, not all of them, but a lot of them. And that,
Interesting.
I think, is okay. I don't know about the New York one; it's kind of weird, but I
Yeah,
mean
that is weird.
they have their own interests, and I think one of the ones they were blocking was Dogecoin, which I do kind of say is not the bestest one to invest in, and maybe they were doing a good job of protecting everybody, but it's just funny.
Yeah, but people need to be allowed to make
Well, then why can't we
mistakes.
buy the? Would you be for then the bigger one, the overall Binance one?
Well, is it because I don't know, what are they blocking out? Things that from countries that we're not supposed that we have issues with, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not allowed. This is the first time. I don't know why it's letting me pass the block now.
They won't let you do. They're like, we
Well,
see
I
that
can
you're
see
on.
it. Um, but look how many pages there are.
I
Let's
don't
go
know.
here.
Is it like they know that some of them are d-
Just straight up scams.
funding funding drug dealers, and I don't know. I'm just like making up stuff. I'm trying not
Yeah,
to think of like the worst things that are coming to mind. I'm trying not to say them out loud. But yeah, so that was like the mildest thing that I could think of. The people doing bad things, are they like they know that they're funding things like that, so those are ones that are being kept out? I don't know.
yeah. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just isn't on the other one. It's crazy. I love NFT art.
Me
Um,
too. I'm all out of
but
coffee.
yeah, we're gonna take a break here in a second. We'll make sure. So let's just finish this one because I don't
Yeah,
think
no
next
rush.
one. Yeah, just talks about. Let's do this one. Um, Mr. Wonderful thinks crypto needs more regulation and less crypto cowboys like Tornado Cash creator Alexei Pertsev, who suggested was a necessary sacrifice to create stability for institutional inflows. Tornado Cash, which does enable users to conduct anonymous transactions and therefore potentially engage in criminal activity. Um, what else? Anything? The Cash team is amazingly talented and brought much needed privacy to Ethereum. Hopefully, everyone will recognize again that writing software is an expression of free speech and tech is neutral. Not if one of your developers is actively involved in money laundering.
Yeah,
That does
that's
not look
bad.
good for that
Nope.
argument, right?
Nope. No, it doesn't.
It's where I want to play in the space. I don't want to have people stealing things. I don't want to have to worry about hackers coming in and stealing my crypto. Um, and if I do agree, if this is a site that is notoriously used for that, like if everybody's going there to do that primarily, but
Hmm.
I would want to see the stats, right? If we're
Yep.
talking like 1% of their actual traffic, then can that argument be made? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know. And I'm confused about the freedom of speech. I totally get it, but at the same time, it's like, well, just because you're free to say whatever you want doesn't mean that you're right or that people have to agree with you. And the tech is neutral. I get it, but yeah, the it just doesn't really make sense.
Oops. All right. We're going to take a quick little breaky
Hmm.
and we'll leave you here and turn on some music for you. Are you back?
I'm back. I'm just recalibrating because I'm sitting different now. All right, I'm ready.
So, what is Kevin O'Leary? He's definitely not investing in Tornado Cash. What does he like? Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, and Helium. But then Polymath. What is Polymath?
What?
I've heard of all these. Helium's the interesting one where it shares. It's making a mesh Wi-Fi network. If you're familiar with Xfinity, where you can use a guest network on any person that has Xfinity service. So then, since you're a customer, you can use kind of through theirs, and it creates a mesh network where you can connect to the internet anywhere. Like you're out and about, and your phone will just stay on that guest one, and it'll hop from node to node. And what Helium is you can buy the little router and you plug it in. And what they do for just having it plugged in and using your internet, then it pays you in their cryptocurrency. And that's what that one is. And then we all know about the other ones. But Polymath, I don't know. Polymath sounds cool. Oh, geez. Ooh, security tokens.
That sounds fancy.
Uh-huh. Driving efficient capital markets. Come on.
Here's more things for you to click.
Our story. Okay, let's go to the FAQ. Frequently asked questions. What are security tokens? Security tokens are digital representations of securities like debt, equity, or real estate on a blockchain. Much like traditional securities, security tokens are subject to regulation and need to conform to strict compliance standards. By leveraging blockchain technology, security tokens, or digital securities as they're sometimes called, allow for many traditional, cumbersome, and highly manual processes to be automated and provide a golden source of truth that all parties can depend on.
Wow, golden.
Mm-hmm. How are they created? There are two ways
Equally?
security tokens. What? What'd you say?
They're all created equally.
The first is through asset tokenization, which is the traditional financial asset that exists off chain and is represented on chain, making it a tokenized security. Ooh. The second is
Oh,
through asset origination, which is when a financial asset is defined and exists only on a blockchain. These assets are often described as natively digital assets. So they have the ones
that's
that
not
you
what
base,
they're
huh?
described as. That's not what they're described as. Natively digital securities.
Oh, securities.
I was like, what are you talking about? That's not what it says. Sorry.
Not at all what it says. What advantages do they have? Increased efficiency, reduced compliance cost. Yeah, because you can see everything on the blockchain. Improved liquidity, increased transparency, and facilitated innovation.
Those are all good things.
Mm-hmm. This one sounds like a pretty good project.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's some of the things that we've talked about, like
Mm-hmm.
having your home and all those other things. It's pretty cool.
I doubt you can. Let's see. I don't know what their thing would be called, but I doubt there's something that you just invest in. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
sounds more like a technology. Oh, no.
Oh,
Here we
there
go.
it is.
if you notice, I'm gonna
Only
go with.
23 cents.
Let's look at.
Oh, and it's got the bowl.
Uh huh. That's why I was like, it looks like it's the right one because their
Mm.
website has that symbol, and then this has the symbol. And let's look at all time, and it
Okay.
doesn't look doesn't look too bad. I call this not too bad because this is starting. This is
Yeah.
when they're putting in their initial rounds of investment. They're doing their work. And if you look at, we're going to look at one of our other favorite projects. You pick one, just one of the names you know.
Um, uh, the only one I could think of was Polygon.
Okay. Yep, that's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. I like Polygon. And then
I
let's
was
go
just
to,
trying to pick something different because I think we've talked about Polygon last time too.
yeah, that's why we like them because we
Oh
talk
yeah.
about them a lot, and they do a
Mhm.
lot of different things, and a lot of people are working on their project. All right, so this is not. Let's see if I can refresh this real quick. Oh, what? You were supposed to go over here. That's why you weren't looking nice. And now you don't roll your mouse wheel on the chart.
Yep, do yourself a favor.
All right, polygons all time doesn't go back quite as far as this one, 2019
We
versus
can't see the
2018.
other one.
Oh,
We can
because
only
it's in
see the
another
one.
window.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it back in. I can't do this. I can, but I can't, and I gotta get better at that. All right, we'll flip. We'll do flippy flips. Oops. All right, polygon and the other one. If you look, let's ignore the front half, right? Let's start somewhere in here about the same time frame. And then we come up, we got a big spike, we got a big height, a little valley, a little end. All right? Oh my
Yep.
gosh, look at that. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, very similar.
And then at the end, let's look at their end. Ooh, but they're steadily growing again. And what I would look for is that it's not down here.
Yeah.
When it comes back down to this level, after this, I'd stay away from it for a second. That would be my advice. But I'll show you one that looks like that. I know exactly which one. We were just talking about it. Tiger King coins. Look at theirs.
Oh,
That's what you do not want to see.
yeah, no, that's bad. I
Yeah.
liked the first one. It was how it was just like a block. The first
Oh, if you go like to here one day.
yeah. Like, okay.
In the last day, somebody tried to do something and then it just nope. Everybody was like, take their money. There it is too. It's like this looks like a skyline.
It does. Oh, it's pretty.
That's so
And
funny.
then there's just like the lighthouse out there.
It's just the lighthouse. Yes, this is the ocean, and then this is the little lighthouse that's out there,
Mhm.
and then this is the
Or like
big
some
part of
sort
the
of
ocean.
dark tower. It's like,
Ooh, Alcatraz.
yeah. Yep.
Even though Alcatraz is flat and small.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was an interesting project, polymath. Huh. I'll have
Yeah.
to kind of keep an eye on that one because that one sounds
Yeah,
like
I
an
was thinking the same
investor,
thing.
professional, kind of like a stock markety kind of one, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, let's keep our peepers on that one.
All right. Top five metaverse crypto projects to invest. I don't know, but I wanted to see the list. Doge. Oh my gosh. Is that Dogecoin trying to do something? Battle Infinity, an exciting metaverse project with excellent features. Wow.
Oh, not those crappy features like other places have.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Other people just put the crappy
Ours are
features.
ours are excellent.
Worse. And then Decentraland and Sandbox. It's just the same.
Decentralands is hilarious. A metaverse with the most expensive plot.
Yeah.
That's not very inspiring. Do you have a lot of money to spend? Come on over.
That's hey, that's like luxury brand, right? It's
Hmm.
just like, hey, you want to spend more just because you can? Come over here.
Yeah.
Doge. Doge is an anticipated crypto project in 2022, and it is potential to be the real Doge killer. Oh, they're trying to take out Doge.
Ah.
Why do you want to take out other projects? Everybody can have their own project. Just make yours with excellent features.
Yeah. I know, right? Come
Yeah,
on
so
now.
this is stupid. Why buy? No one cares. Battle Infinity, what do they make? Comprehensive Indian gaming platform with many play to earn that are surrounded by a metaverse environment called the Battle Arena. See, they're selling theirs a little better. Just
Yeah.
because they're saying, hey, this is what we do besides playing games. Gamers can also enjoy the metaverse and interact with the platform and other gamers. The main idea behind the project is to revolutionize the gaming industry by making it completely decentralized. Everybody's trying to do that. And they have all these little things, and they have some coins, and users don't need to worry about rug pull. Now I worry about it.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah, because it passed the coin sniper KYC control. Oh, and if you don't know, KYC is know your customer, and that is something that they're implementing pretty much everywhere to make sure that the government can track you, right? When I say that, it's like you got to put in your social security number, and they verify that you are you, um,
Hmm.
that you're not like a bad person in a way, or a sanctioned person, I guess. Um,
Yeah, I'm like, what does your social security number tell if you're a bad person or not?
yeah, yeah, it does. You get flagged, and
Well, I
you're not
mean, with
allowed
your
to do things.
history, but I
Yep.
just mean in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's too many sixes in this. You met.
And
Kidding.
that IBAT was developed by, which is IBAT must be the Battle Infinity thing, was developed by Indian experts who are known for their meticulous work and high level of software engineering skills. Cool. And then we all know about Decentraland, Sandbox, which those are the two metaverses. Axie Infinity. Um, then they're like, and even better, the programming team for Axie Infinity is capable and well funded. But they didn't talk about their stuff as much, right? I like that
Yeah.
battle. This one, they sold theirs pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
I
They
know
did a
what
good
they
job.
do. And then we all, like I said, these are just metaverses that we've talked about
I like they
before.
wanted to make sure that you knew that they were Indian, though. We're just gonna put this in here multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe they're proud of that. You know, they're
Yeah,
like they
as
wrote
they
their
should
little
be.
snippet, and so they were like, "Hey, we're not from the U.S." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. How much does invest? Yeah, blah blah blah. This is all right. What do we got next? Ethereum passes final test run ahead of the merge, and BlackRock, we heard their name earlier, starts
Yep.
a Bitcoin trust. Blah blah blah. Let's just. I want to say their merge passed another test.
Well, that's good.
24 hours before Baby Doge testnet launch. Okay, it's so cute.
Aw, cutie.
The team of Baby Doge meme cryptocurrency, a copycat of Dogecoin based on the Binance blockchain, has announced through its Twitter account that in less than 24 hours it will launch a testnet as promised. What can you do? Oh, that's like, I know what that is. The new protocol of Baby Doge promises a feeless swap of tokens. Oh, I thought that was something else. Upcoming testnet has stated that 100 people who also are cheated, blah, blah, blah. Because usually testnet is like Ethereum's testnet where you can, um, it's another public blockchain that's supported and it's big and everything. But then you can use it to test your projects with, right? You can transfer, it's a test network. It's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we use it when we were practicing our NFTs.
Yep.
for Polygon. Polygon has a really nice one. So if you want to practice with smart contracts and stuff, there you go. You need test networks. Cool. All right. How to move your NFTs from vanity to utility? The age of digital innovation is upon us, but are we approaching it correctly? NFT technology has potential. The current mainstream use of NFT is digital, collectible, or asset, blah, blah, blah. NFTs, blah, blah, blah. We've got some problems to overcome first. At the moment, most NFTs are being created as vanity projects. That is, they are being used to show off status, but they don't have any real world utility. So what's next?
Yeah, what is next?
First we need to escape vanity-driven grip on the technology at the moment and go back to the drawing board. We need to create and invest in projects that use technology for a real purpose. Well, I think it's cool. The arts.
Yeah, I'm
There's
like,
nothing
who
wrong
wrote
with it.
this?
Yeah.
Some old person? Like, oh, all these kids with their
With their
vanity.
NFT.
We need to go back to the drawing board and.
Yeah, it's
That's
just one use
hilarious.
of it.
I know.
That's it.
It is funny.
Yeah. Real implications for this technology when linked with physical collectibles, art, event tickets, memberships, all stuff we've talked about that people are working on.
Mhm.
For example, you're a painter and selling your artwork and having an accompanying NFT would not only... Why wouldn't you do this? Not only allow
Yeah.
the new owner a digital certificate of authenticity, which is super sweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also allow you to continue to earn commission. This is this is obviously written by somebody that doesn't understand that this is what everybody is doing.
Maybe this
already.
is an old article.
Let's see if it's. Nope, I don't get a date on it.
What's that red?
Where?
Up at, right there.
Bringing
No?
innovation to market.
No. It's just really small. I couldn't read it. And I'm not wearing my glasses.
So my Zoom doesn't even help.
No.
An upcoming social club is going to use NFTs as a membership card. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I've been thinking of on that. And we've talked
Yeah,
about
what a
it.
great idea.
I mean, it's a ticket. That's it.
Yep. Now you don't have to get the
Ooh.
stamps on your head.
Oh, no. Here you go. This is interesting. So, I don't know if I haven't seen anybody do this. An NFT that you can't trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what if you gave membership to one person there and it was like, hey, give me your membership, right? And you have like a certain criteria of what it took. You know, you have a
So it'd be like
application
a
process.
fake ID?
Yeah, it'd be like a fake ID. Exactly like that. That'd be crazy. It's just funny.
Yeah. No, but it is cool. Like the idea of like you have your membership card and it gets scanned and it pulls up your picture. I don't know.
Oh,
As a lady, I like the idea of not having to carry around a huge purse.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I just need to have. I mean, who doesn't have their phone on them? But
Yeah, except
no,
for
I
when
just need a little fanny pack that's big enough for my phone.
you definitely have to make sure your phone's charged. Like I've had that problem when I went to fly before.
Oh yeah.
My phone almost dying, and it's like, no, turn it off. I gotta save it so I can bring up my boarding pass.
Yeah, but they've got so many places to charge now. It's not like
Correct.
before where there was
Mhm.
only like one
The one
one
spot
plug-in
where
for the whole gate.
it's just a mess of wires. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And oh, that's interesting. So then you make a second-hand economy because now the social club, the membership. I like it if you have it as it's like a limited thing, and then anybody can sell their membership at any point, right? Like a gym. Let's just say for a gym,
Yeah,
you would
you'd
never
never
have
be
it
able
over.
to sell it.
Yeah, I know.
No
I was just trying to
one
think of
would want
something
it.
like that would have limited space that people could and trade. It's like you would sell cheap lifetime memberships, right? And then when I say cheap, relatively over the course of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for everybody that, but this is where gyms make their money, people buying them and never using them, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
but you would sell them out so that there would be the max, because that would be max occupancy, and then as people decided they didn't want it anymore, then they could sell it to somebody else. But uh, in the gym model, that doesn't make sense because that's how gyms make their money. But yep, cool. It's time to build. Yeah, blah blah blah. As we head into a recession, we'll be left with real utility-based. This must be old because everybody's working on their projects right now.
Mm-hmm.
Using MetaMask with Polygon, we added automatic network switching to the website, and before connect mainnet. This is gonna make some things so much easier for us. And there you go. That's it.
I don't think you really said anything for this one, but that's hilarious. And like
Well,
we
the
just
title
all you
says
need
it
to
all.
know.
It's really
The
the title.
takeaway is
Yeah.
the takeaway is it's gonna make things so much easier.
Using MetaMask with Polygon. There you
Yep.
go. Matic mainnet now can be added to your MetaMask with a few simple clicks.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that you had to
I
go
know.
into more detail. I just thought it was funny that
There's the title. It was just it was a statement more than an article, right?
Yep.
3 cryptocurrencies that stand to outperform ETH price thanks to Ethereum's merge. All right. Who is going to benefit the most from the Ethereum merge? Lido? Ethereum Classic, I would guess that. And Optimism. All right, let's see why. Lido, I don't even know what Lido is.
Mm-mm.
The merge, blah, blah, blah. Lido is the leading staking service in terms of value. Oh, yeah. As after the merge, Ethereum is going from proof of work to proof of stake, which means somebody's got to put their stuff somewhere to stake it. And Lido is the leading staking service, so they would definitely benefit on that one. Let's see that. All time. And they are relatively new.
Oh yeah.
Because we can only go back to early 21. And a lot, and if for reference, most projects are, we'll call it 2018 and newer. There are plenty of older ones, but that's when you'll see a lot of them be born. So that's why I kind of pay attention to everything in 2019 and on, kind of. So they're relatively new, and it, over the course of a year, this does not alarm me. It looks okay.
Yeah.
They're
I
working
mean,
out
a
their
lot
stuff.
of them have looked like that this last year.
Yeah, this is okay. So let's take a year, except for Tiger Coin. Let's go back to somebody. Tiger Coin. Let's just pick our who's gonna be their competitor over the last year, or not competitor, but their other one. Ooh, look at that. Not as promising.
Yeah.
All right, Ethereum's fine, but
Yeah.
don't look at somebody else. Ooh, Cardano. I don't want to look at Solana just because they've made me mad recently. We talked about that previously. Look, so Lido, not too bad over the last year. And we'll take our favorite one more. Let's take our favorite buddy, Polygon. Layer 2 Ethereum network. That's why it's our favorite. Cheapest to mint NFTs. Closer to Polygons. Yeah.
Pretty similar.
But better, I think.
Yeah.
A lot more green spots. But this is the average, I think. I think this is their average, but it does look nice. Yeah. Lido, but it's an interesting project. That one's cool. That makes sense. Ethereum Classic, the reason I chuckled here is this is the original fork. And this is where Ethereum decided to stop their blockchain, delete out some data, and fix a bug. and this is the original one that said, no, you can't do that. A contentious hard fork in 2016, and it exhibits all the technical capabilities of the current proof of work, meaning it's a natural refuge for the miners. So after the merge, miners won't have a purpose anymore for main Ethereum. That's why they're going back to Ethereum Classic. It's kind of funny because it's not the same, but it is. And Optimism is an Ethereum rollup service. In other words, it aggregates mass transaction data off-chain into batches and releases the results back to the Ethereum mainnet when a consensus is reached. This so-called Layer 2 solution could benefit from Ethereum's rollup-centric roadmap after the merge. Interesting. I don't know what all that means, but it just sounds like it aggregates the data. Well, it says that. And must help with consensus. I don't know. Like it probably reads the blockchain to make sure whatever block's being added is accurate. I don't know, but it says when the consensus is reached, so I don't know. I'd have to read more about it.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in it.
No, nothing's popping out on that one.
Polygon's gonna launch a blockchain gaming platform called IntelliX.
Oh, that sounds futuristic.
We lost a viewer.
No. That's probably because it's 7 o'clock. They're like, I gotta go to work now.
No. South Korean online game publisher, blah, 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 becomes the latest company to test Web3 waters as Polygon announces an upcoming collaboration between the two companies. What's the game do? Maybe it's just a gaming platform to build games on. Brings traditional games to Web3. Whoa, this sounds like a bad place. I'm not going to stay there. Anyway, it tells you you're using an older browser. That's probably not a good place to be.
Yeah, don't go.
Because mine's updated. That's why I don't know what's up. All right. Well, we'll skip past that because we can't see the game. And then I don't know if we talked about, but Microsoft gives a grant to blockchain-based game Star Heroes. What sets Star Heroes apart? Third-person shooter, fairly large world, exploration, 2 different multiplayer modes, ranking and adventure. So if you like space combat, there you go.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Starting, do you got 10 more minutes?
I do.
Cool. We'll finish a few more articles.
Okay.
Starting your Web3, your development journey into the world of Web3. What do we need to know? What is Web3? We've talked about that. Find the right programming language. Solidity is one of the most popular language. Other popular options include JavaScript, Python, and Rust, depending on the blockchain. For example, Rust will help write smart contracts on Solana, while Plotus is used on Cardano. Well, I would suggest trying to combine maybe a language that you might already know and then pick the blockchain based off of that. So JavaScript, Python, and Rust would be 3, and then figure out what blockchains work with those. That would probably make it easier for you. And then Solidity is super popular for Ethereum. And you got that. Choosing the right environment. Distributed ledger technology. DLT is known to create an environment that fosters transparency and traceability while also increasing the speed of transactions. Are they trying to sell DLT? I don't know what.
I think so.
Deciding on development stack. Yep. What tools are you going to use? which include libraries, smart contracts, nodes, wallets. Um, Deciding if you're gonna go solo or joining someone else. I'd recommend finding a friend. You'll get a little more done, but at the same time, maybe you're just super badass. And you don't need anyone. Web3 development is the place to be for Sizzle. What is Chainlink VRF and how does it work? Verifiable random number generator. Did we talk about this?
Um, it feels familiar.
What is it? Many DE apps. Oops, hold on. Many D apps in the blockchain gaming and NFT space require a tamper-proof, verifiable source for random number generation to provide advanced functionalities such as executing an airdrop, running a lottery, or developing chance-based games. Interesting. That makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want...
I had to reread it because some of the words didn't sink in.
You would want to know that the random number is verifiable and secure because you wouldn't want to have your lottery or a random thing
Mhm.
take a hit that it's like fake, right?
Yep. Yeah, that would be bad.
Since it uses two keys to generate a random but unpredictable value that can be verified through proof of correctness, it offers a far more secure and decentralized storage of individual keys for applications with the capability of generalized computation. That was a mouthful. Yep. Also helps distributing NFTs in a fair manner, as in the case of polychain monsters, inducing entropy in on-chain gaming by providing verifiable randomness solutions. Yep. Cool. Oops. I was hitting back. I was just scrolling. How blockchain and smart contract development help your business?
Oh.
Um, Different industry verticals of vehicles. Verticals leverage smart contract, blah, blah, blah. They assist increasing speed, transparency, security across all organization departments. Funds transfer, blah, blah, blah. Storage. Smart contracts can store hefty information and maintain their own permanent storage. The data stored on the blockchain, such as Ethereum, is unique, immutable. This is just like why to use blockchain.
Yep.
How
We
smart
already went over
contracts.
this.
Yep. Smart contracts are a new way to securely conduct business. Yeah, we know. Air free automation and okay. RP1 may have created the networking layer of the metaverse. The network problem. So what is the problem? RP1 clearly takes the name from Ready Player One. VR chat supports up to 40 people in the same room, engage around 50, blah, blah, blah. But they cannot see the people. Oh, the 40 people in the same instance can see, interact, and speak with each other, but they cannot see the people in other instances which live as if they were in parallel universes. So to handle lots of people in an event, they clone the instance. So they create a room, right? But there's a limit. We've experienced this on office things like early on, where they have a big event, and then if you get in late, you can't get in because it's full.
Yep.
And I don't think that exists quite as much, but I haven't been on a meeting that's like 500 people, right? And that means because probably the virtual server that's spun up only has so much resources. And the problem becomes then you have 100 instances with only 40 people in each of them to handle your 4,000 attendees. And those people in different instances can't interact.
Yep.
And RP1 has come up with a way to help that problem. Developed a solution that lets a single server handle 4,000 people in the same instance, all with these people having the ability to move, speak, have detailed full body tracking, which includes facial and finger tracking. The server they use is even one that is 6 years old. They created a test that is 1 square kilometer big to prove their technology works. In this world, you can move around and see all the other people and also hear their spatialized audio, which means the more you are close to another player, the louder you can hear their audio. If you haven't experienced VR, it's pretty cool.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah,
It's mind-boggling.
there's a game called Orbis that I play, and there's not very many people that I would say there's only like 12 people that play it anymore. It's kind of funny. This
But y'all
giant.
get to hang out together.
Well, I don't even play it, so that's why. But
Oh,
it's one I used to play. It was fun, and but as you walk by people and walk away from them, you hear them whispering. You know, and they get farther and closer away, and it makes it feel like you're really in the world. And they probably figured out a way to compress that data at a low level, or only send across the needed data um, to help facilitate this. It's pretty cool. Oh,
that
look at
is
this.
very cool.
Did you hear this?
Mm-mm.
The guy goes,
Every once
"Oh,
in a
it's
while.
raining nerds." It's so blurry.
It is really blurry.
But it's a game, and they're showing that everybody gets to play the game, and everybody can hear everybody. And, and you have people talking. Pretty cool.
And just jumping around like locusts. That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yep. All right. Anything else that we got? We had this IFIS, fish bed, hotbed of fishing. Why? I wanted to see this. The next big thing. The use of interplanetary file system is a way for attackers to make their phishing content more persistent, more easily distributed, and more difficult to detect. Most data traffic over the internet uses HTTP, which uses a centralized client server approach. Oh, now I get it. So they're putting their systems, the phishing and the malware, out on the IPFIS, the interplanetary file system. So then when it calls out to it, they can't tell the traffic difference, and since it's on a distributed system, you can't ban IP addresses. It makes
Uh-oh.
it really hard to detect. That's really interesting. Shared files are distributed to other systems that essentially operate as nodes in a network file system. Those files can be accessed when needed, blah, blah, blah. With the interplanetary file system, the data is persistent, and that includes any malicious content stored on the network. Even if the malicious content is removed in one node, it is likely available in other nodes. That is interesting. The attacks
Yeah.
start as other phishing campaigns, with the criminals using social engineering to coax the victims into clicking a malicious link in the phishing emails. At the same time, the spammers can easily camouflage their activities, hosting their content in a legitimate website. Yeah, this makes it tough. And then you got the decentralized storage providers power the Web3 economy. That's what we were just talking about. So as there's more adoption, there's going to be more ways that people take advantage of it. That's why you need to listen to our channel and be aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else do we got? Anything? Jump crypto. Pick to
Even
revamp.
though we don't give advice.
Yeah, we don't give advice. Revamp Solana to make the blockchain more reliable. That's a good idea. So they should do that.
Mhm.
Brazilian legislation proposes to track gold production through blockchain technology. Cool. Submitted a bill. Only submitted it though. To use blockchain technology to track domestically produced gold and precious metals. Countries are adopting the blockchain technology for all kinds of uses.
Mhm.
CryptoPunk Meebits owners can now create commercial projects with their NFTs. How are they doing that? The IP licensing agreement has put these NFT holders in the same level as IP rights enjoyed by the Bored Ape Yacht Club holders. As a deal with them, give them full commercialization rights to create projects and products based on their NFTs. So when you buy one of their NFTs, you can create all kinds of stuff around it,
Hmm.
like Seth Green did
Yep.
for his Bored Ape. How to bridge the gap between governments and industries. So we talked about that. You
We
need
did.
governance, regulation, unfortunately, but at the same time, it will help adoption, and then we'll be able to build more projects in here, and it'll be more fun.
Mhm.
NFT artists are not selling their digital art objects, they are selling a story.
That's a funny picture.
It is.
What are they doing? They're selling a story. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. But all artists sell a story.
Mhm.
And our final one is. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is.
No, that was our final one.
Yep.
Cool.
We made it. We did it.
We got through a long list of tabs.
There was a lot of tabs, and we made new tabs.
Only a couple.
Yep.
What are we going to cover next time? I don't know. What do you
I don't
think?
know.
Where do we go
Um.
now? You've covered everything in the blockchain world. How to use it, what it is, how to build them, how to run a node.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where do we go from here? People keep putting out content on the same old stuff. What do we do next? We've covered games, art. We'll have to think about it.
Yep. We'll have to sleep on it.
What have we missed? Our community. What do you want to hear?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Please drop us a note in chat on our website, pretendingtoprogram.tech, or on our YouTube channel, which is like YouTube, blah, 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 blah.
That's exactly it. That was
Yeah,
good.
it's like E underscore 3UFI 4M 4XS.
Yep.
I think that's it too. I don't know.
That was exactly it. You got it. No
Uh,
mistakes.
but yep. And then Saturday, tune in. Um, we will have an exciting show about science and nature,
Yep.
less about tech. Because
Yeah.
why?
We.
We are going to spin up a new channel, and
Yep.
maybe we'll take a break from crypto for a little while and help people with just general programming.
That
Ooh.
would be cool. I can't wait.
What do we hit? Let's try to get a goal. We'll try to get to 25. So we got 2 more episodes of Crypto Corner.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll take a break from that for a little while.
Yeah. Get some ideas together for programming. Give
But
us some
coffee and
questions.
science, yes, you're exactly right. Give us ideas for programming, or maybe we'll just touch on the crypto corner stuff at the beginning of our programming things. But yeah, we're gonna take a little break, I think, on that, just because it's starting to dry up, and not that I think there's nothing to talk about. It's just it's a delicate balance between super techie and not, and I think we've covered all the not. And when I read some of the articles that are super techie, even myself reading them to somebody is kind of boring. And it's not that the content isn't super exciting to me. It's just like, all right, um, there's a lot of layers that I gotta explain and things like that, or that I don't know, and then we gotta go look up, which is part of the journey. But it doesn't make for a great live stream. What do you think?
No, I agree.
I've
I mean,
noticed that.
the super techie stuff would be fun if we had somebody that could explain it to us too,
Ooh.
like have a conversation about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like the learning, but it would be nice to be able to have a conversation.
Yep. So we'll figure out where that one goes. Coffee and Science is great as always. So
Yep,
that's not going anywhere. Saturday mornings are fun.
it is so fun.
It's like your Saturday morning cartoons. Or no. What there is like PBS science stuff on Saturday, right?
Oh, I
Forget
don't
what
know.
it's called. Yeah, I think there is.
I don't have
We're like them.
PBS anymore.
We're like them.
Yes, I like that.
All right. Everyone have a wonderful day,
Yeah, have a wonderful day.
and we'll see you Saturday.
Mhm. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.